So it looks like Britney Spears is threatening to sue Jamie Lynn. It's all because of this book, Things I Should Have Said, which you guys probably saw I burnt it on my channel. But today we're going to focus on a cease and desist letter that Britney sent Jamie Lynn's team. So they address it to Jamie Lynn Spears, and he says, "We write you with some hesitation because the last thing Britney wants to do is bring more attention to your ill-timed book and its misleading or outrageous claims about her. Although Britney has not read and does not intend to read your book, she and millions of her fans were shocked to see how you exploited her for monetary gain. She will not tolerate it, nor should she," which is such a savage way to open up a cease and desist. In the middle of the letter, he actually talks about her book and the fact that their father was a raging alcoholic. Then he goes on to say that Britney was the family's breadwinner and she also otherwise supported you. Publicly airing false or fantastical grievances is wrong, especially when designed to sell books. So it's nice that he's calling her out for these defamatory statements because Britney shouldn't have this going on. And honestly, she should go and sue her entire family. Go and sue Jamie Lynn. At this point, Matthew Rosengart said that he wants Jamie Lynn to cease and desist from using Britney's name to promote her book, which is something that she's been doing a lot recently. A lot of you guys have been asking me for my thoughts about the whole Call Her Daddy interview, and trust me, I have some thoughts. Here's actually a funny clip from that interview that I pulled on Twitter.
My whole life, I kind of felt like I didn't matter. So it's like, I just wish that mattered.
We'll talk a little bit more about the Call Her Daddy interview at the end of this video, but I do have some thoughts, so hold on. Britney has made a couple of Instagram posts today that we have to talk about. This one, she was actually being very nice to Jamie Lynn, but it's the fact that Jamie Lynn was, on the Call Her Daddy interview and saying, "Do I matter? Like, why don't I matter?" And she's pretty much trolling her for this and said that, you know what, you do matter, and I never said that you didn't, so why are you going around again and trashing my name? Now, this is the Instagram post I want to break down. Britney says, "I flew home to Jamie Lynn on the couch watching her TV shows right after Justin and I broke up." So was Jamie Lynn so devastated? I mean, she was chilling watching her shows. "I had worked my whole life and I didn't know how to be served by mama. Sit there and get served the chocolate milkshakes with the perfectly crushed ice with the secret chunky sugar. Meanwhile, Jamie Lynn is 12. She indulges with the TV for hours, then goes to lay out on the raft at the pool. I'm in shock just because this was never my life. Justin's family was all I knew for many years. Things were different now, and Jamie Lynn had a new Nickelodeon show. All I remember was saying, damn, how the hell does a 12-year-old land a Nickelodeon show? Well, maybe if your sister's Britney Spears. Well, I never got my iced chocolate drink. I mean, yeah, I'm grown up, right? But then maybe I might need a little support. It was a People magazine cover, how Britney learned about Jamie Lynn's pregnancy. The people show up, and as Jamie Lynn says, I was scared. F yeah. My mama was on pain medication and could barely hold a conversation in the house because her and my dad split, and she was more messed up than anything, which that's really sad because like people going through like drug issues and stuff, like the kids don't deserve to go through that. I remember her sitting on the floor in a conversation and she never got up. I'm sorry, Jamie Lynn. I wasn't strong enough to do what should have been done. Slapped you and mama right across the faces. Wow, there's a lot to unpack here. And obviously she's, confronting this whole Call Her Daddy interview. But honestly, I don't think things are going to get any better, even though they are, opening up more and confronting each other more. It seems like Jamie Lynn is really trying to push a narrative about Britney. Jamie actually went to TMZ and she told them that she believes that Britney is spiraling. Okay. Jamie Lynn, wow, like your own sister now saying these things. And it's all because of these posts about Jamie Lynn that Britney's been making. Jamie Lynn is actually going to TMZ and claiming because of Britney's post, she's getting a bunch of threats, which threats are never cool. But honestly, do I think that Jamie Lynn's getting like a ton of threats? Like, probably not. Like, it's going both ways, you know what I mean? And I mean, Britney's probably not helping the situation, but ultimately she can go and say what she wants to, especially if Jamie Lynn is pushing lies. And today we actually learned a lot about Britney's conservatorship because we're starting to see some documents filed by Matthew Rosengart, which I'm actually really relieved because I was worried about you for a second, Matthew, but it looks like he's coming back and he's coming back hard. First off, we learned that Jamie Spears actually made about $6 million by being Britney's conservator. Like $6 million just being paid to control her life. Yet he's trying to make her go and use her own money to pay his lawyer fees. There was actually a petition filed by Matthew Rosengart, and he says that he doesn't believe that Britney should be paying for Jamie Spears' lawyers, which makes sense to me because Jamie could just push some narrative and, try to mess with the courts and cause Britney to spend a lot of money, and maybe she'll end up giving up because she doesn't want to keep paying these lawyer fees. And that's just absolutely wrong. He's already made her spend so much. He has charged the state more than $30 million. That's how much money he wants Britney to pay for his dirty work. 30 million people. Like, what? There's just so much money that has left this conservatorship. It's truly a business. Like, Britney's like an industry on her own because of how they have set this up and manipulated her estate. Matthew Rosengart has actually had a friend help him out on this investigation, and she is a former FBI agent. Her name is Shireen. Here she is, and she's actually been helping him uncover some of Jamie's shady business. She claims that Jamie Spears has possibly violated state and federal law because he was caught illegally recording Britney Spears. I mean, that's illegal. He was using his role as conservator to pretty much monitor her and take away her privacy. And that's something that it looks like this FBI agent is prepared to go and file charges for. Something I found very interesting in these court filings was that Jamie Spears actually wanted to have his own show at one point, and he was using Britney's resources to try to make that happen. So he wanted to pitch his own TV show. He wanted to be the star of Cookin', Cruisin', and Chaos with James Spears. The name actually fits the chaos, though, and he wanted to pretty much go on tour with Britney and convert her tour bus so that he can make food for everyone and cooking for everyone, and it is so crazy the mind that this man has. He literally stole Britney's human rights and trying to make a career out of it. I mean, he made a career where he made $6 million and spent $30 million of Britney's money and wanted to have a TV show. And, I know he probably used her money to fund some of his restaurants. So there's just like a lot of grossness going on here. But oh my God, speaking of gross, oh my God, you guys know Lou M. Taylor, Britney's former business manager, Jamie Lynn's second mother. Well, it looks like the agents want James Spears to admit that he had a little fling with Miss Lou M. Taylor. One of the requests for admission are that James Spears should admit that when you were the conservator of the estate, you had a romantic relationship with Lou Taylor. I don't know what they're getting at here, but holy crap. This is about to get so crazy if they're going to uncover the whole affair that Lou Taylor had on her husband with James Spears. Like, I cannot with the drama. There's drama from every single corner, and I don't know, what to do. Part of me just wants to tap out, especially after seeing that Call Her Daddy interview. I want to be honest with you guys. I do think it's the most likable that Jamie Lynn, in a while, and when it comes down to it, I think that it was generally an okay interview because a lot of it was focused on Jamie Lynn's life. Towards the end and at some parts, Jamie Lynn would forget a lot of things, like forget who her business manager was and forget who, made choices for her. And again, that's Lou M. Taylor. And it's kind of hard to watch because you could tell that she's blatantly lying. And Alex is kind of allowing her to do so. I kind of wish Alex did a little bit of research beforehand, but Alex has never supported the Free Britney movement. She's never posted about it before. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if she was hired by Lou M. Taylor. Ultimately, I think we're going to get a little bit more out of the second part, and maybe I will stream that one live. I just really was turned off by the whole thing, and I think everyone else was as well. I'm honestly feeling a little bit tired tonight, so I'm not going to open a P.O. Box package item, but here's my email if you guys have any other video ideas for me, and I'll see you guys in a new video soon. I've got so much other content that's not Britney and Jamie Lynn related. What do I drop first? Honestly, I don't know, but I've got a Meg Thee Stallion video. Maybe I'll drop this today. Who knows? If you guys want to see it, comment below, but I'll see you guys soon. Bye.